Hey everyone, we are back with Raisin in the Sun. We are moving to scene 2. We just finished scene 1 where Mama and Ruth were alone and Ruth collapsed. It is the following morning, a Saturday morning, and house cleaning is in progress at the Youngers. Okay, so this is the day after Ruth collapses. Furniture has been shoved hither and yon, and Mama is giving the kitchen area walls a washing down. And shoved hither and yon means moved all over the place. The whole thing is rearranged so that Mama can clean. Benita, in dungarees, with a handkerchief tied around her face, is spraying insecticide into the cracks in the walls. So, I had to do that in my apartment because there was a really terrible ant problem. And so I had to spray off in basically everywhere. As they work, the radio is on and a Southside disc jockey program is inappropriately filling the house with a rather exotic saxophone blues. Travis, the sole idle one, is leaning on his arms looking out of the window. So Travis is the only one who isn't doing anything. Travis. Grandmama, that stuff Benny is using smells awful. Can I go downstairs, please? Mama. Did you get all them chores done already? I ain't seen you doing much. Travis. Yes'm. Finished early. Where did Mama go this morning? Mama. Looking at Benita. She had to go on a little errand. So she had to go take care of something. The phone rings. Benita runs to answer it and reaches it before Walter, who has entered from the bedroom. Travis. Where? Mama. To tend to her business. They're keeping that purposefully vague, that's for sure. Benita. Halo. Disappointed. Yes, he is. She tosses the phone to Walter, who barely catches it. It's Willie Harris again. Walter. As privately as possible under Mama's gaze. Hello, Willie. Did you get the papers from the lawyer? No, not yet. I told you, the mailman doesn't get here till 10:30. No, I'll come there. Yeah, right away. He hangs up and goes for his coat. Benita. Brother, where did Ruth go? And with Walter, what's important, it's the mailman, the check is supposed to come in the mail. And so clearly he still wants to use it for the liquor store. Walter, as he exits. How should I know? Travis. Aw, come on, Grandma. Can I go outside? Mama. Oh, I guess so. You stay right in front of the house, though, and keep a good lookout for the postman. Travis. Yes'm. He darts into bedroom for stickball and bat, reenters, and sees Benita on her knees spraying under sofa with behind upraised. So her butt's out as she's spraying underneath the couch. She's kneeling. He edges closer to the target, takes aim, and lets her have it. She screams. So he took a slingshot and hit her with it, basically. Leave them poor little cockroaches alone. They ain't bothering you none. He runs as she swings the spray gun at him viciously and playfully. Grandma. Oh no, I think he hit her with the bat. That's what happened. Hi, Mama. Look out there, girl, before you be spilling some of that stuff on that child. Travis, safely behind the bastion of Mama. That's right, look out now. He exits. And Bastion is a protection guard. So he's hiding behind Mama, his grandmother, as if she's protection. Benita, dryly. I can't imagine that it would hurt him. It has never hurt the roaches. Mama. Well, little boy's hides ain't as tough as Southside roaches. You better get out there behind the burrow. I see one marching out of there like Napoleon yesterday. Benita. There's really only one way to get rid of them, Mama. How? Benita. Set fire to this building. Mama. Where did Ruth go? Mama. Looking at her with meaning. To the doctor, I think. Benita. The doctor? What's the matter? They exchange glances. You don't think. Mama, with her sense of drama. Now, I ain't saying what I think, but I ain't never been wrong about a woman neither. The phone rings. So there's some more hints here, I want you all to think what's going on with Ruth. Benita, at the phone. Hello? Pause and a moment of recognition. Well, when did you get back? And how was it? Of course I've missed you. In my way. This morning? No. House cleaning and all that, and Mama hates it if I let people come over when the house is like this. You have? Well, that's different. What is it? Oh. What the hell? Come on over. Right. See you then. Arrivederci? It's goodbye in Italian. I do not think I pronounced that right. She hangs up. Mama, who has listened vigorously, as is her habit. Who is that you inviting over here with this house looking like this? You ain't got the pride you was born with. So Mama's saying you don't respect yourself. Benita. Asagai doesn't care how houses look, Mama. He's an intellectual. Mama. Who? Benita. Asagai. Joseph Asagai. He's an African boy I met on campus. He's been studying in Canada all summer. Mama. What's his name? Benita. Asagai. Joseph. Asagai. He's from Nigeria. Mama. Oh, that's the little country that was founded by slaves way back. Benita. No, Mama. That's Liberia. Mama. I don't think I never met no African before. Benita. Well, do me a favor and don't ask him a whole lot of ignorant questions about Africans. I mean, do they wear clothes and all that? Mama. Well, now, I guess if you think we so ignorant round here, maybe you shouldn't bring your friends here. Benita. It's just that people ask such crazy things. All anyone seems to know about when it comes to Africa is Tarzan. So I don't know if all of you know much with Tarzan. It was kind of big when I was a kid. There was a huge cartoon, but Tarzan is a fictional character who was raised by apes in the African jungle. Mama. Indignantly. Why should I know anything about Africa? Benita. Why do you give money at church for the missionary work? And missionary work is people going to Africa and trying to make things better or trying to convert Africans to be Christians. Mama. Well, that's to help save people. Benita. You mean save them from heathenism? And that is, make them Christians. Like, heathens are people who are not Christians. And so Mama doesn't want people to go to hell, I guess. She believes people who aren't Christian will go to hell. Mama, innocently, yes. Benita. I'm afraid they need more salvation from the British and the French. So, they need to be saved from countries who want to control them. And in a lot of cases, that's still kind of true. Basically, the West goes into a bunch of different countries in Africa and does a lot of logging there, takes trees, destroys the land, drills for oil, and, pollutes everything, and leaves it worse than when they came. To begin with. So even 70 years later, it's still true that a lot of this stuff is still happening. Ruth comes in forlornly and pulls off her coat with dejection. They both turn to look at her. And so forlornly means kind of sadly. And dejection is, sadly disappointed. Ruth, dispiritedly. Well, I guess from all the happy faces, everybody knows. Benita, you pregnant? Mama, Lord have mercy, I sure hope it's a little old girl. Travis ought to have a sister. Benita and Ruth give her a hopeless look for this grandmotherly enthusiasm. So, Mama's excited to have another grandchild. Benita, how far along are you? Ruth, 2 months. Benita, did you mean to? Did you plan it, or was it an accident? You don't really want to ask somebody that. Just saying. Mama, what do you know about planning or not planning? Benita. Oh, Mama. Ruth, wearily. She's 20 years old, Lena. Benita. Did you plan it, Ruth? Ruth. Mind your own business. Benita. It is my business. Where is he going to live? On the roof? There is silence following the remarks as the three women react to the sense of it. Gee, I didn't mean that, Ruth, honest. Gee, I don't feel like that at all. I think it is wonderful. Ruth, dully, wonderful. And dully means like she's not excited. Ruth is not excited to be pregnant. That is what's happening right now. Beneatha, yes, really. There is a sudden commotion from the street and she goes to the window to look out. So there's a lot of loud noises coming from the street. What on earth is going on out there? These kids. There are, as she throws open the window, the shouts of children rising up from the street. She sticks her head out to see better and calls out, Travis, Travis, what are you doing down there? She sees. Oh, Lord, they're chasing a rat. Ruth covers her face with her hands and turns away. So this is important. Like, they're clearly not living in a good part of town. Travis is outside chasing a rat with people, like with other kids. That doesn't seem like a safe part of town. Like the apartment's covered in roaches, things like that. Mama, angrily, tell that young'un to get himself up here at once. Beneatha, Travis, you come upstairs at once. Ruth, her face twisted. Chasing a rat. Mama, looking at Ruth, worried. Doctors say everything going to be all right? Ruth, far away. Yes, she says everything is going to be fine. Mama, immediately suspicious. She? What doctor you went to? Ruth just looks at Mama meaningfully, and Mama opens her mouth to speak as Travis bursts in. So Travis interrupts this conversation. Travis, excited and full of narrative, coming directly to his mother. So full of narrative is he's really wanting to tell his story. Mama, you should have seen the rat, big as a cat, honest. He shows an exaggerated size with his hands, like that. Golly, that rat was really cuttin', and Bubber caught him with his heel, and the janitor, Mr. Barnett, got him with a stick, and then they got him in a corner, and bam, 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 and he was still jumping around and bleeding like everything, too. There's rat blood all over the street. So that's disturbing. He's really excited about this dead rat. And in this case, golly, that rat was really cuttin'. He was running really fast, is what that meant. Ruth reaches out suddenly and grabs her son without even looking at him and clamps her hand over his mouth and holds him to her. Mama crosses to them rapidly and takes the boy from her. Mama, you hush up now, talking all that terrible stuff. Travis is staring at his mother with a stunned expression. Beneatha comes quickly and takes him away from his grandmother and ushers him to the door. Beneatha, you go back outside and play, but not with any rats. She pushes him gently out the door with the boy straining to see what is wrong with his mother. Mama, worriedly hovering over Ruth. Ruth, honey, what's the matter with you? You sick? Ruth has her fists clenched on her thighs and is fighting hard to suppress a scream that seems to be rising in her. Beneatha, what's the matter with her, Mama? Mama, working her fingers in Ruth's shoulders to relax her. She'll be all right. Women get right depressed sometimes when they get her way. So when they're pregnant, some women get depressed. Speaking softly, expertly, rapidly. Now you just relax. That's right. Just lean back. Don't think about nothing at all. Nothing at all. Ruth, I'm all right. The glassy-eyed look melts and then she collapses into a fit of heaving sobbing. The bell rings. Yeah, so she tries to go back to the conversation, but then she just starts crying. Beneatha, oh, my God, that must be a Sagai. Mama, to Ruth, come on now, honey. You need to lie down and rest a while, then have some nice hot food. They exit, Ruth's weight on her mother-in-law. Beneatha, herself profoundly disturbed, opens the door to admit a rather dramatic-looking young man with a large package. A Sagai. Hello. Elio. Beneatha, holding the door open and regarding him with pleasure. Hello. Long pause. Well, come in. And please excuse everything. My mother was very upset about my letting anyone come here with a place like this. A Sagai, coming into the room. You look disturbed, too. Is something wrong? Beneatha, still at the door absently. Yes. We've all got acute ghettoitis. We're all suffering from living in poverty, is what she's saying. She smiles and comes towards him, finding a cigarette and sitting. So, sit down. No, wait. She whips the spray gun off sofa where she had left it and puts the cushions back. At last perches on arm of sofa. He sits. So she sits on like the couch arm. I do that sometimes. I have a couple friends who hate that though, so I try not to do it in front of them. So, how was Canada? A saw guy. A sophisticate. So he's cool and not impressed. Canadian. Benitha, looking at him. A saw guy, I'm very glad you are back. A saw guy, looking back at her in turn. Are you really? Benitha. Yes, very. A saw guy, why? You were quite glad when I went away. What happened? Benitha. You went away. A saw guy. Ah. So it seems that Benitha has, because there's George, right, who is rich, and then there's a saw guy who seems to also maybe like Benitha too and want to be in a relationship with her. Benitha. Before, you wanted to be so serious before there was time. A saw guy. How much time must there be before one knows what one feels? Benitha. Stalling this particular conversation, her hands pressed together in a deliberately childish gesture. What did you bring me? A saw guy, handing her the package. Open it and see. Benitha, eagerly opening the package and drawing out some records and the colorful robes of a Nigerian woman. Oh, a saw guy, you got them for me? How beautiful. And the records, too. She lifts out the robes and runs to the mirror with them and holds the drapery up in front of herself. A saw guy. Coming to her at the mirror. I shall have to teach you how to drape it properly. So how to wear it correctly. He flings the material about her for the moment and stands back to look at her. Ah, O pay gay day, Ogbai my shy, a Yoruba explanation for admiration. You wear it well, very well, mutilated hair and all. You look pretty wearing it, he's saying, even though she straightened her hair. Benitha, reaching up to touch it. No, of course not. She looks back to the mirror, disturbed. And that's important too. Like a lot of African American people to handle their hair because it's often very dense and curly, will use chemicals to straighten their hair. And that's what a saw guy is commenting on. A saw guy, smiling. How then? Benitha, you know perfectly well how. As crinkly as yours, that's how. Curly and stiff is what she's saying. So what Benitha's saying is that her hair is hard to manage when she doesn't have it done how she has it now, which is straight. A saw guy. And is it ugly to you that way? Benitha, quickly. Oh no, not ugly. More slowly, apologetically. But it's so hard to manage when it's, well, raw. A saw guy. And to accommodate that, you mutilate it every week. Accommodate that. So yeah, she make it easier to style. Benitha, it's not mutilation. A saw guy, laughing aloud at her seriousness. Oh, please. I'm only teasing you because you are so very serious about these things. He stands back from her and folds his arms across his chest as he watches her pulling at her hair and frowning in the mirror. Do you remember the first time you met me at school? He laughs. You came up to me and you said, and I thought you were the most serious little thing I had ever seen. You said, he imitates her, Mr. Asagai, I want very much to talk with you about Africa. You see, Mr. Asagai, I am looking for my identity. He laughs. And Benitha, turning to him, not laughing. Yes. Her face is quizzical, profoundly disturbed. Asagai, still teasing and reaching out and taking her face in his hands and turning her profile to him. Well, it is true. that this is not so much a profile of a Hollywood queen as perhaps a queen of the Nile, a mock dismissal of the importance of the question. But what does it matter? Assimilationism is so popular in your country. So what he's saying is it is common for people to give up their culture to become more American. And that's what he's commenting on with her hair. And American, that's the footnote, and I don't actually like that. Like, it is common for people to give up their native culture to become more American, but really it's to become more like a white person. So he's commented on her hair, which she's probably had chemically relaxed so that it's straight and looks more like a white person's hair instead of keeping it curly. And he's commented on that. And now he's commenting on how much she's trying to assimilate into the country, try to abandon her own culture so that she can be more of a stereotypical American or more like a white person, I guess. Beneatha, wheeling passionately, sharply, I am not an assimilationist. Asagai, the protest hangs in the room for a moment, and Asagai studies her, his laughter fading. Such a serious one. There is a pause. So, you like the robes? You must take excellent care of them. They are from my sister's personal wardrobe. Beneatha, with incredulity. You sent all the way home for me? Yeah, and she's like, so you asked your sister to send them from Nigeria for me. Sagai, with charm. For you, I would do much more. Well, that is what I came for. I must go. Beneatha, will you call me Monday? Asagai, yes. We have a great deal to talk about. I mean, about identity and time and all that. And so we see Asagai really teases her a lot. Because he's saying, like, about identity, because she's so serious about that, and about time, because it's clear that the two of them have been dating each other. But Beneatha isn't sure about her feelings. But it seems like Asagai is pretty sure that he has feelings for her. Beneatha, time. Asagai, yes. About how much time one needs to know what one feels. So, I mean, how long it takes to know that you are in love is what he's saying. He is really teasing her here. Beneatha, you see, you never understood that there is more than one kind of feeling which can exist between a man and a woman, or at least there should be. And what Beneatha is saying is, just because we've been seeing each other doesn't mean we're in love. We could just be friends. And what Beneatha, I've said this to my sister before, actually. It's like men and women can be friends. Like, there doesn't have to be some sort of romance there. It's funny because my dad doesn't believe that's true, which is, I think, absolutely absurd. Okay, Asagai, shaking his head negatively but gently. No, between a man and a woman, there need only be one kind of feeling. I have that for you. Now even, right this moment. Beneatha, I know, and by itself it won't do. I can find that anywhere. Asagai, for a woman, it should be enough. And Beneatha is saying, I have other options besides you. Or I could find it in someone, I could find love in someone besides you. Beneatha, I know because that's what it says in all the novels that men write, but it isn't. Go ahead and laugh, but I'm not interested in being someone's little episode in America. Your temporary girlfriend while you're in America is what she's saying. Or, with feminine vengeance, one of them. Asagai has burst into laughter again. That's funny as hell, huh? Asagai, it's just that every American girl I've known has said that to me. White, black, in this you are all the same, and the same speech, too. So Asagai is saying that every girl he's dated has been afraid that he's going to run back to Nigeria and leave them. Every girl is afraid that the relationship's going to be temporary. Beneatha, angrily, yuck, yuck, yuck. Asagai, it's how you can be sure that the world's most liberated women are not liberated at all. You all talk about it too much. So it's how you can see that the world's most like modern and independent women are not actually modern and independent because they all talk about it too much. The logic is a little off, I guess, but I guess his argument is if you have to talk about it, it means that you're not actually able to be modern and independent. Mama enters and is immediately all social charm because of the presence of a guest. Benita. Oh, Mama, this is Mr. Asagai. Mama. How do you do? Asagai. Total politeness to an elder. How do you do, Mrs. Younger? Please forgive me for coming at such an outrageous hour on a Saturday. Mama. Well, you are quite welcome. I just hope you understand that our house don't always look like this. Chatterish. Talkative, like chatty. You must come again. I would love to hear all about, not sure of the name, your country. I think it's so sad the way our American Negroes don't know nothing about Africa except Tarzan and all that money they pour into these churches when they ought to be helping you people over the drive out them French and Englishmen done taken away your land. So drive out them French and Englishmen done take away your land means take back control of your government from white foreign rulers. The mother flashes a slightly superior look at her daughter upon completion of the recitation. So this is something that Benita seems to have asked Mama to say, or Mama is trying to seem educated about Africa, Nigeria, and what's going on there. And then she's trying to prove to Benita that she can talk to someone who's not from the United States, who's from a different culture, and be culturally sensitive. That's what's happening. And then, like, looking at Benita and be like, see, I did a good job, didn't I? The Sagai, taken aback by the sudden and acutely unrelated expression of sympathy. So Asagai is surprised that she would say that, because it kind of came out of the blue. It came out of nowhere, her saying all that stuff about like the English and French people in Africa. Like it didn't make sense with the conversation. So Asagai, yes. Mama, smiling at him suddenly and relaxing and looking him over. How many miles is it from here to where you come from? Asagai, many thousands. Mama, looking at him as she would Walter. I bet you don't half look after yourself being away from your mama either. I expect you better come round here from time to time to get yourself some decent home-cooked meals. And so Mama's like, you should come over for dinner sometime. Get to know you better. Okay. Asagai, moved. Thank you very much. They are all quiet then. Well, I must go. I will call you Monday. Aleo. Mama. What's that he call you? Asagai. Oh, Aleo. I hope you don't mind. It is what you would call a nickname, I think. It is a Yoruba word. I am a Yoruba. Mama, looking at Benita. I thought he was from uncertain. Asagai. Understanding. Nigeria is my country. Yoruba is my tribal origin. So kind of, it reminds me a little bit of like Native American tribes where like there's Cherokee and a bunch of other different tribes as well, like Cherokee, Lakota, Dakota, and it's similar here. Like he's Nigerian, but he's Yoruba, and there's a lot of different African tribes. Benita, you didn't tell us what Aleo means. For all I know, you might be calling me little idiot or something. Asagai, well, let me see. I do not know how just to explain it. The sense of a thing can be so different when it changes languages. And what that means is things can be lost in translation. A word can have a different meaning in one language than another. Sometimes it's hard to translate words. Benita, you're evading. So, like, you're not giving me an answer. Asagai, no, really, it is difficult. Thinking. It means one for whom bread, food, is not enough. He looks at her. Is that all right? Benita, understanding. Softly. Thank you. Mama, looking from one to the other and not understanding any of it. Well, that's nice. You must come see us again, Mr. Asagai. Asagai. Mama. Yes, do come again. Asagai. Goodbye. He exits. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop for today. It's kind of fun. We got to meet a new character, and we got to see how he brings out a different side of Benitha and a different side of Mama as well. So I will upload a worksheet for you, and I will see you all soon.